We have a birthday, with no cake, and the man is gone. What are we talking about? Stay tuned to find out. The reward is clarity, and it comes in the last reflection. Today, the 7th of January, 2026, we mark what would have been Right Honorable Raila Odinga's 81st birthday. From all of us at Insurance World TV, a heartfelt birthday wish. Heavenly happy birthday, Right Honorable Raila Odinga, fondly known to us as Baba. Agwambo. Tinga, among other pet names given to him by his many followers.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
We continue praying, may his rest be peaceful and his ideals live on. In this birthday tribute, we retrace Right Honorable Raila Odinga's last public steps, the speeches, statements and posts he made in 2025. Across 2025, a pattern emerged: appeals for dialogue, legal remedies for grievances, insistence on peaceful civic action, praise for constitutional gains paired with calls for reform, and repeated exhortations to value service over applause. We will quote those moments, unpack what he said, place them beside his funeral podiums later in the year, and ask two questions. First, what did he mean? And, did those words hint that he knew the end was near? Then, we'll test whether these final lines aligned with the principles he spent a lifetime defending. Here are some of the key public statements. 1. Raila's New Year's message. The first address was the New Year message, in which he was essentially setting the tone for 2025, calling for reflection, dialogue, and a deliberate choice about the kind of nation Kenyans wished to be in the year ahead. On January 1, 2025, Raila opened the year with a measured call for unity. Posts on his social media handles read as follows. Many of the challenges of 2024 are crossing with us into 2025 and challenged Kenyans to decide whether to carry on, divided, bitter and cursing into 2025, or to find a way of coming to the table, discussing our problems jointly and agreeing on a mutual solution. Our interpretation of this address. That opening line is classic Odinga: insistence on dialogue, refusal of tribalized rancor. It frames the year as a test of civic temper. Was it a routine New Year appeal? The answer here is a yes. But when read later in the year, it also becomes a recurring theme: cultivate institutions and conversations, not chaos. Two. Raila's response to smear campaign against him. In May, amid what his party called a sustained smear campaign against him and his family, the party announced that Odinga would issue a comprehensive statement. That moment highlighted two things: his refusal to be driven underground by gossip, and his preference for constitutional remedies over street reprisals. Rather than retaliate in kind, the approach was procedural. File complaints, use the media council, argue the case. That choice reinforces a lifetime pattern: process over panic. 3. Raila's take on the planned demonstrations in June of 2025. As planned youth-led demonstrations gained momentum in June, Raila urged peaceful, lawful protest. Speaking from Mombasa, he reminded supporters that the right to assemble is protected, but this should be done in a structured way and in full compliance with the law. As a lifelong human rights champion, Raila understood the centrality of protected assembly and peaceful demonstrations. At the same time, he recognized that without structure and discipline, such movements risk being hijacked, losing focus and diluting their original objectives. Two signals here: solidarity with civic energy and an insistence that rights must coexist with order. For a lifelong Democrat, protecting both liberty and institutional stability was never a contradiction, it was the point. Three, Raila's message on the 2010 Constitution Commemoration Day. In August, on the government-declared 27th Constitutional Day, Kenyans marked a milestone dedicated to celebrating the collective effort that culminated in the promulgation of the 2010 Constitution on August 27, 2010. It is worth noting that the Right Honorable Raila Odinga played a central role in the constitutional review process, from its inception, through the often contentious negotiations, to the moment when Kenyans overwhelmingly endorsed the new constitution in a 2010 national referendum. On this 15th commemoration, Raila shared a reflective message, praising the 2010 Constitution and honoring the men and women who fought, sacrificed, and persevered to give Kenya a stronger legal and democratic foundation. He wrote, "I salute the people of Kenya who braved a painful struggle to give themselves a new constitution." But he also offered critique, notably on devolution, observing Kenya may be too tiny for 47 devolved units, and suggesting a rethink of tiers to strengthen governance. This post is important because it marries gratitude with reform. He celebrated achievement while urging continuous institutional improvement. Again, the teacher's voice: recognize gains, but keep refining the system. Four, Raila's message during the ODM Parliamentary Group meeting. On September 22, 2025, at an ODM Parliamentary Group meeting in Machakos, Raila gave what was later confirmed was his final televised address. It was sober, admonitory, and intimate. He warned against populism and urged leaders to prize solid service to the nation above applause. In his speech, he said the following: "Never feel powerless as populists around you are seeking popularity at the expense of leadership. There is a time to lead and a time to acknowledge cheering masses. Leaders come and go, but solid service to the nation through all odds stands the test of history." This final televised address was sober, almost admonitory, a clear appeal to leaders to prioritize durable service over applause. Read with other 2025 statements, the words take a cumulative weight: instruction, consolidation, a teaching posture. Listen to the cadence here. He is not merely offering political advice. He is delivering a manifesto for longevity in public life. There's a moral instruction in those lines. Leadership requires resisting the seduction of instant approval. Did these lines suggest he sensed an ending was near? They can be read two ways. First, if taken in isolation, they are classic Odinga, an elder statesman issuing guidance. Secondly, if read together with a year's pattern of retrospective posts and tempered warnings, they feel like someone consolidating lessons for the next generation. But crucially, and responsibly, there is no direct public statement in 2025 in which he says he knew his death was imminent. Any reading that he knew must remain interpretive, not definitive. Across the year, 4 themes recur: constitutional fidelity, principled leadership, civic order, and the need for institutional reform. From the New Year's appeal for table talk, to the Kataba Day reflections, to the Machakos exhortation against populism, Raila's 2025 remained consistent with the principles he championed across decades. That consistency is notable. Where some politicians alter tones with expediency, these closing messages reaffirmed his long-standing positions. They read less like ad hoc soundbites and more like a summation of a political curriculum. Did he hint at his own end? We must be careful. Public words are often meant for many audiences. Still, many listeners later said his final speeches carried an added weight, as if an elder were passing a torch. Lines urging duty over applause, and calling for calm in civic energy, invited successors to build rather than burn. For some supporters that felt like a farewell. For others it was simply consistent counsel from a lifelong campaigner. Both readings can coexist. Put alongside his earlier life, detention, the fight for multi-party democracy, the Grand Coalition years, the 2025 messages do not deviate. They refract the same priorities: rule of law, devolution that works, civic education, and leadership with backbone. If anything, the last year read like a compendium, a final chapter that asked Kenyans to study the text he'd written across decades. So what should followers do with these final words? 2 practical steps: treat the speeches as curriculum and institutionalize the lessons. That means studying his written positions, supporting civic education, and investing in structures, like proposed institutes or leadership schools, that turn rhetoric into practice. Raila's final year was not dramatic in the sense of sudden reversals. It was deliberate, a sequence of reminders about law, duty, and long-term thinking. For those who want to see a farewell in every line, the temptation is understandable. For those who prefer strict evidence, his 2025 record is instead a closing syllabus, a leader teaching until the end. On what would have been his 81st birthday, we say again, Heavenly Happy Birthday, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Thank you for the lessons, the debate, and the long fight for a better Kenya. If this tribute moved you, please like this video and share with your contacts. Tell us in the comments which 2025 speech you want us to deep dive next, and we'll comply. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel at Insurance World TV. See you in our next video.